जय गोपीजनवल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी। जय यशोदानन्दना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना जय जमुनधीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधमाधवा जय कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा। जय राधा माधव श्री राधे। जय पंचतत्व जय पंचतत्व। जय प्रहलाद नृसिंह जय प्रहलाद नृसिंह जय प्रहलाद नृसिंह। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। Srila Prabhupada ki Gaur Premanande. Readings from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 12. Today we will see verse 39 and verse 40. Verse 39 is on board. So before getting into the verse, let us try to chant the auspicious invocation prayers. I'll chant, you please try to repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nigamakalpataror galitam phalam sukamkatamrita dravasamyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam mughuraho rasika bhuvi bhavakaha Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatyuttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki itihāsa-purāṇāni pañcamam vedam īśvaraḥ sarvebhya eva vaktrebhyaḥ sasṛje sarva-darśanaḥ itihāsa-purāṇāni pañcamam vedam īśvaraḥ sarvebhya eva vaktrebhyaḥ sasṛje sarva-darśanaḥ itihāsa-purāṇāni pañcamam vedam īśvaraḥ sarvebhya eva vaktrebhyaḥ sasṛje sarva-darśanaḥ itihāsa-purāṇāni pañcamam vedam īśvaraḥ sarvebhya eva vaktrebhyaḥ sasṛje sarva-darśanaḥ itihāsa-purāṇāni pañcamam vedam īśvaraḥ sarvebhya eva vaktrebhyaḥ sasṛje sarva-darśanaḥ itihāsa-purāṇāni pañcamam vedam īśvaraḥ sarvebhya eva vaktrebhyaḥ sasṛje sarva-darśanaḥ itihāsa-purāṇāni pañcamam vedam īśvaraḥ sarvebhya eva vaktrebhyaḥ sasṛje sarva-darśanaḥ. Matajis. itihāsa-purāṇāni pañcamam vedam īśvaraḥ sarvebhya eva vaktrebhyaḥ sasṛje sarva-darśanaḥ itihāsa-purāṇāni pañcamam vedam īśvaraḥ sarvebhya eva vaktrebhyaḥ sasṛje sarva-darśanaḥ itihāsa, histories, Purāṇāni, the Purāṇas, supplementary Vedas, pañcamam, the fifth, vedam, the Vedic literature, īśvaraḥ, the Lord, sarvebhyaḥ, altogether, eva, certainly, vaktrebhyaḥ, from his mouth, sasṛje, created, sarva, all round, darśanaḥ, one who can see all time. Translation, please try to repeat. Then he created the fifth Veda, the Purāṇas and the histories, from all his mouths. Since he could see all the past, present and future. Purport. These are histories of, there are histories of particular countries and nations and of the world. But the Purāṇas are histories of the universe, not only in one millennium, but in many kalpas. Brahmā has knowledge of those historical facts, and therefore all the Purāṇas are histories. As originally composed by Brahmā, they are part of the Vedas and are called the fifth Veda. I'll also read the 40th verse. Shodashi yukto purvavaktrat purishi agnistutau ataha aptoryamavatirtra aucha vajapeyam sagoshavam. All the different varieties of fire sacrifices, Shodashi, Ukta, Purishi, Agnistoma, Aptaryoma, Atiratra, Vajapeya and Goshava became manifested from the eastern mouth of Brahmā. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimandasya Jnananjana Chalakaya Chakshurinmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadadi Sapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakhagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sakhagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanasute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschaittya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangalangayate grimit-kapatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram Katanchana smrite yasmin duskaram sukram bhavet vismrite vipritam syat Sri Chaitanyam namamitam Namaham Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine Nama Acharya Padayanitai Kripa Pradayine Gaura Kata Damadaya Nagara Gramatarine. Hare Krishna. So here we are studying in this chapter that how Brahma is going about his duty of creation. So creation is divided into two parts, Sarga and Visarga. Sarga is the creation of the Purusha Avatara or Vishnu, and Visarga is the creation of Brahma. Sometime in Bhagavatam, it is also called as Prakrita and Vaikrita. Prakrita creation is the creation of the Supreme Lord, and Vaikrita creation is the creation of Brahmā. And the Purāṇas, the Kumaras, they are special. They are considered as both Prakrita and Vaikrita because they come to explain the purpose of creation. So creation is a very scientific subject, and the explanation of creation in Bhagavatam is also very scientific. So there are three levels of explanation of creation. The first level of explanation of creation is the process itself, that how creation takes place, what comes from what. The Lord is there, Pradhana is there. Pradhana is the manifestation of the Lord's external energy. The Lord glances at Pradhana, and through the glance, he injects all the living entities into the Pradhana. And the glance also agitates the Pradhana. The Pradhana becomes Mahat Tattva, the great principle of creation. And from Mahat Tattva, then the three modes are manifest. They are separated, three modes: mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Sometimes mode of goodness is prominent, then mode of passion is prominent, then mode of ignorance is prominent. Then from the mode of ignorance, due to the Lord's interaction as time factor, false ego is produced. And then false ego then interacts along with the time factor with the three modes. Mode of goodness, mind is produced, the primordial demigods are produced. Mode of passion, intelligence is produced, the senses are produced. Mode of ignorance, then the tanmatras are produced. And then the interaction of these 16 elements further take place. So the Lord, he expands himself from Karanarnavashaya Vishnu to Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. The Hiranyamaya Purusha, he lies into the universe, and then one lotus comes from his navel. The lotus is the subtle substance which contains the seed of the 14 planetary systems and all the conditioned souls with their different mentalities. And Brahmā, he comes on the lotus, he looks here and there, he tries to find out, who am I, where did I come from, what is my business. Then he tries to go down and come up. Sometimes he hears top, ta, pa, and then he does tapa. And then the Lord comes to him, he gives him knowledge. Then Brahmā assembles the whole creation by seeing the Virat Rupa, because Virat Rupa is the map of creation. So Brahmā is the engineer and Virat Rupa is the map. So he sees the map and then he knows, oh, I have to put all these planetary systems like this. I have to place all the demigods like this. I have to put all the people like this. He does all that and then he sets forth creation with the time factor. So this is the process of creation. Everybody wants to study the process of creation. The scientists also want to study the process of creation. But they have their own way of studying the process. They think that there was a big bang, and then that big bang became some other thing, then that some other thing became some other thing, and then randomly then there was production of universe, and then randomly there was production of organic matter, and from organic matter some living force came, and from living force it became complicated due to struggle for existence and survival of the fittest. So it evolved, it has different ways of reproducing, it has different bodies, different things. So they also studying the process. So Bhagavatam also explains the process. But Bhagavatam explains the process in a little bit more scientific way rather than simply speculating on what was there and what could have happened. Scientists are speculating about what was there and what could have happened. So they say that there was Big Bang. What did that bang? What substance banged in the Big Bang? And that substance which banged in the Big Bang, who brought that substance and kept it there so that it could bang into the Big Bang? So these are the questions which they are trying to find answer. And in the process they are studying that they are studying matter. They are trying to study matter more, and even deeper they are trying to study matter. So scientists will keep studying. But Bhagavatam gives clear understanding of everything, the process. And then Bhagavatam also contains the theology. So there is process, there is theology. The theology explains the meaning of the process. According to the scientist, this whole creation is meaningless. It's just there. It is there, we are there, so let's exploit it. And let's exploit it in such a way that we can get maximum sense gratification out of it. Because this is what we know. We know that we have this body, we know this body has senses, and the senses need gratification, and there are resources for sense gratification. So therefore, let us push the limit and then try to take maximum sense gratification out of the resources. Then they make theory. There's one man called Thomas Malthus. He made theory that there is resource, there is population. The resource exploitation is inversely proportional to the population. And then they come up with various theories like this. And then they try to see that how to exploit. Manasasthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. Krishna explains. Manasasthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. With great difficulty, the scientists and the people of this material world, they are trying to exploit the resources of the material world in search of elusive happiness. Because everyone wants to be happy. That nobody differs. Scientists also want to be happy. The spiritualists also want to be happy. There is no difference in that. Nobody differs from that point. And everyone wants certain kind of happiness. There is no difference in that point also. Everyone wants constant happiness. Everyone wants unlimitedly growing happiness. Everyone wants multiple variety of happiness. Nobody is interested in happiness which is not of these three qualities except Mayavadis. Mayavadis are very crazy people. They think that just absence of misery is great. Oh, there is no misery, it's so great. But even the materialist understand that we want variety of happiness. Even the materialist. They don't know that there is difference between matter and spirit. They are considered the least intelligent. Even they understand that there should be variety of happiness. The Mayavadis who are supposed to be spiritualists, they cannot understand that there should be variety of happiness. They think, oh, absence of misery is great. Let me just be on suspended animation in Brahmā in the absence of misery. Anyway, we should not waste time about them. They are crazy people. Okay. So the point is, there is theology which is explained in Bhagavatam. The theology explains what is the purpose of creation. Why the creation has happened. Who created? For what purpose is created? Why are we here? What are the different bodies doing here? Karmana devanetrena jantur dehopapatte yet striya pravishta udaram pumsoreta kanasrayaha. So there is explanation of the existence of different bodies. From theological perspective, there is karma, there is devanetra, there is higher supervision, there is reactions of your activity, and the combination of the time element, the reactions of your activity and higher supervision has accounted for variety of bodies. There is theology behind it. So this variety of bodies, then there is gradation, and in this gradation the human being is supposed to be wonderful, the body of human being is supposed to be wonderful. It is said in Bhagavatam that Nirdeha Madhyam Sulabam Sudurlabam Plavam Sukalpam Guru Karnadaram Mayyana Kulyana Nabasvatiritam Puman Bhavabdirna Paretna Tareta Atmaha. So there is purpose of this human body is not just like that, it is there, okay, I can be better dog, I can be better cat. It is not like that. This is not like the purpose of human body is to be like a better animal. The purpose of human body is to have something more, to understand that what is our problem and how to solve it. Rishabhadev is very clearly explaining what is our problem. He says, Dunam pramatta kurute vikarma yat indriya priteye apranoti na sadhu manye yata atmanoyam asannata piklesa asadehaha. That we have become mad. We have become mad. Nunam pramatta, we became mad. Why did we become mad? Because we thought we are this body and we are trying to satisfy this body. And we are doing all sorts of nonsensical things simply to satisfy this body. And this is not a very good proposition. Na sadhu manye. This is not a very good proposition. Why this is not a very good proposition? Yata atmano I am. I am a spirit soul. I am not this material body. Yata atmano I am. And if I work on the bodily platform, the result is asannata piklesa asadehaha. Unlimited misery I have to face simply by getting bound to this body. So this is not very intelligent. Na sadhu manye, not very intelligent. So how to break this? How to break this? Rishabhadev very clearly says, evam mana karmavasam prayunkte avidya atmani upadiyamane pritinna yavan mayi vasudeve na muchyate dega yogena tavat. There is dega yoga, there is connection between the soul and the body. The soul and the body, the connection is there between the body and the soul. And how it has been made, very beautifully, Sukadeva Goswami has explained, Atmamayam Rite Rajan. Unless the Lord forces this connection between the body and the soul, there is no chance of this body getting connected to this soul. Atmamayam Rite Rajan. He is saying that in the second canto, that by the arrangement of the superior energy of the Lord, which is super powerful energy of the Lord. It is inferior, but it is super powerful. It is energy of the Lord. Now, this body and the soul are connected. It's connected. They are both connected. And then, so many things are happening. So much of suffering is happening. So then the purpose of life is simply to fall in love with Krishna. Pritinna yavan mayi vasudeve. How to fall in love with Krishna. How to do that. That is the purpose of life. So this is theology. This is theology. The theology explains that what exactly is the purpose of creation from philosophical perspective. This is theology. And then there is a third layer in Bhagavatam, which is the speciality of Bhagavatam. This is there in other Purāṇas also. It is there in itihāsa, it is there in Purāṇas. It is also there in the Vedic literature, not directly but indirectly. It is there in the Upanishads, it is there in Vedanta Sutra. All these things are there. But there is a third and very important layer in Srimad Bhagavatam. And that layer is that layer of rasa. There is process, there is theology, and then there is melos. So the explanation of creation in Srimad Bhagavatam is simply the explanation of what type of lover Krishna is. This is the explanation of creation in Bhagavatam. Because the core subject matter of Bhagavatam is love. And the core subject matter of Bhagavatam is how to fall in love with Krishna. This is the core subject matter of Bhagavatam. So therefore, in 9 cantos, Bhagavatam is simply trying to explain through various topics what type of lover Krishna is. Because we are beings of love. And we are searching for that love. In different ways, in different relationships, in varna, in ashrama, in different methods, we are simply searching for that love. That who can satisfy my loving feelings and who can reciprocate my loving feelings to my fullest satisfaction. Who can do that? Can my father do it? Can my mother do it? Can my friend do it? Can my servant do it? Or people who are simply my well-wishers who are from far, can they do it? Who can do it? Who can do it? We are trying. We are trying to love dog. We are trying to love mother. We are trying to love father. We are trying to love motherland. Mera Bharat Mahan. Make America great again. China is great. Pakistan Jindabad. We are trying. We are trying. In many ways. We are trying to find a place where we can deposit our love. We are trying, but it is not working. It is not working. We find every lover to be unfaithful. We find every lover to be unfaithful. No lover is faithful. If we think, oh, this lover is very faithful, before we could enjoy that love, time factor comes and takes away. And then we have to cry, oh, time factor has taken away. Yudhishthira is lamenting, oh, my elder father, my mother, I was taking care of them so nicely. They have all left me. Where they have gone? He goes to Dhritarashtra's charioteer Sanjaya. Sanjaya, where is your master? Sanjaya is telling, oh, I have been cheated by my master. So much I was with him. I was his eyes. He was seeing everything through me. Today he has deserted me. Today he has deserted me. I don't know where he went. He simply walked away. I don't know. And Yudhishthira is lamenting, oh, what will happen to them? Where they will go? They are blind. How they will walk? They are old. They are this, they are that. And Narada comes and tells Yudhishthira, man, please stop it. Please stop it. Kala karma gunadino dehoyam pañcabhutikaha katam anyanstu gopayat sarpagrasta tapparam. Very beautiful sloka. He is saying that you are helpless in front of these three factors, kala, karma and guna. Time factor, your own reactions of your work, and the three modes. You are helpless in front of them. And your body, you are saying, I am the savior, I am the savior, I am the maintainer, I am the maintainer. Your body itself is simply made of pañcabhutikaha, 5 elements. And this body will go to the 5 elements. Vayo, ranilam, amritam, matetam, bhasmantam, sariram. Om, kratosmara, kratam smara, kratosmara, kratam smara. Atentam, bhasmantam, sariram. Everything will go. Everything will go. It will not, nothing will stay. There will be no trace of this body. And you are jumping with this body. I am the maintainer, I am the maintainer. Katam anyams to gopayat. How are you trying to maintain others? Sarpagrasta ataparam. You yourself have been simply strangled by the snake of time. So how you are going to save others? Please have some sense. Please have some sense. So we try hard to love, to fall in love. A man sees woman, and the woman sees man, and they think, oh, I love you, ooh la la, la la la. But doesn't work. Doesn't work. So we are trying to find the place where we can deposit our love. Trying hard. And Bhagavatam very nicely says, sarvatmanayat sharanam sharanyam gater mukundam parihritya krityam. Don't worry about demigods. Don't worry about sages. Deva rishi bhutaptaranam nayam kinkarvanam na rini charajan. Don't worry about all of them. Don't worry about this world. There's one person worth surrendering. Sarvatmanayat sharanam sharanyam. Go and surrender to him. Become his lover. Then everything will work for you. Then you can love the whole world. Then you can love the whole world. When you fall in love with Krishna, then you can love the whole world. We can see Prabhupada falling in love with Krishna, and he loves the whole world. Mahantaste samachitta prashanta vimanyava sukrita sadhavu. So powerful is that love. And this creation is simply reflection of that love, Krishna's love. Prabhupada actually very beautifully said, love of Godhead. Love of Godhead. It's a very deep translation. That quality of love, which is completely selfless, is quality of Krishna. He is the only lover who can actually create fantastic facilities for a person who hates him. Now come to think of it. Please. Bhagavatam explains that we simply became Krishna Vimukha. We became Krishna Vimukha. We simply turned away from Krishna. Krishna, I don't like you. You are enjoyer, I want to be enjoyer. We want to turn our face away from Krishna. We want to become independent enjoyer. And then Krishna says, okay, you want to become independent enjoyer? Let me make facility for you. Because Upanishad is saying, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Yeko Bahunam Yo Vidadhati Kaman. That one person fulfills the desire of everybody. Whether you love Krishna or whether you want to hate Krishna. Even if you want to hate Krishna, Krishna only has to make that desire, make arrangement for you to hate Krishna. And Krishna makes it. Okay, you want to try it, please try. It's not good for you, but still you try. You want to try, you try. And Krishna makes a whole process by which we can forget Krishna. He makes a whole process by which we can forget Krishna. He gives false ego, he gives mind, he gives intelligence, he gives a body which is made of 5 elements. All this circus called 14 planetary system. Krishna simply makes, because you want to forget him. We want to forget him. Okay, take this, forget me. Try. And then we are trying. Brahmāṇa Brahmite Kone Bhagyavanji. Brahmāṇa Brahmite. Sometime going up, sometime coming down, sometime becoming Brahmā, sometime becoming this, sometime becoming that. Trying. But it is not working. It's not working. But when we get the association of pure devotee, and when we ask him, why it is not working? I am trying, but it is not working. Why it is not working? There the intelligent inquiry starts. Om atato brahma jigyasa. Ataha means that you have tried everything. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha, going to heaven, dancing with apsaras, going upper planetary system, having Brahma, many head. Everything you have tried, it is not working. And now you have opportunity. That is second atha. You have opportunity of association of pure devotee. You have opportunity. Now you ask why it is not working. Brahma jigyasa. Why it is not working? Arjuna is asking, why it is not working? Krishna, I want to love everyone. I don't want to fight. It is not working. Why it is not working, Krishna? Why it is not working? So, the sages of Naimisharanya, they are asking. We are Brahmins. We know the Vedas. We know everything in the Vedas. Burini, Buri, Karmani, Shotavyani, Vibhagashaka, Sadhu, Atraya, Saram, Samudritya, Manishaya. I know, we know all the Vedas. But we are unable to understand what is the essence of Vedas. So please intelligently extract the essence of Vedas and present it to us. Bhuri Bhadraya Bhutanam Yenatma Suprasidati. That simply we can be satisfied. So Bhagavatam presents creation from that perspective that satisfies the soul. That satisfies the soul simply by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Satam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti hrit karna rasayana katha tad joshanat asau apavarga vartmani shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishyati. Satam prasangan mama virya samvido. Krishna also is what type of lover? He is not ordinary lover, he is extraordinary lover. Extraordinary lover. Not only he creates this material world and then, okay, be there, rot, till you find your own way. Okay, keep rotting, man. Doesn't live like that. He creates the material world, he creates all the facilities in the material world we can enjoy, but then he regularly comes into the material world in various forms. Avatarahi asankheya hare sattvanide gunaha. So he comes in various forms. Because, when a young boy, he wants to fall in love, he wants to attract a young girl, he comes in various dress in front of her. And then he acts like this, like this, like this. Sometimes he does some heroism like this. Sometimes he does some heroism like that. And he is watching, this girl is seeing or not? Similarly, Krishna does that with us. Sometimes he comes as Matsya, sometimes he comes as Kurma, sometimes he comes as Raha, sometimes as Narsingha. Are you attracted? Do you like it? Not so much. Okay, I'll come as Vamana, small boy, ting, 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 ting. I'll come as Vamana. You like it? Yeah, it's nice. Maybe I'll come as Ram. Very beautiful, very majestic. So nice to see. And very righteous. Are you attracted? Yes. Jai Sri Ram! Very attractive, very attractive. So, just like a young man tries to attract a young woman's attention in different ways, The Lord comes in various incarnations. Rama Adimurtishu Kala Niyamena Tishtan Nanavataram Akaror Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramapumanyo Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Ananda Chinmaya Rasatmataya Manashu Yap Praninam Pratipalan Smaratam Upetya Leelayitena Bhuvanani Jagati Ajashram Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Jayati Ajashram. Victorious pastimes. The Lord comes and enacts victorious pastimes, heroic pastimes. Mama Viryasam Vido. Worth talking about. Worth getting attracted to. Worth giving our heart to. Mama Viryasam Vido. And by simply hearing, then we can develop jnana and vairagya. Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam yevam yevaiti tattvataha tektva deham punarjanma na iti mame iti sasṛje. Vita raga bhaya krodha manmaya mam upashitaha bahavo jnana tapasa putamadbhava magataha. Very beautiful, very beautiful, very beautiful. Simply by giving oral reception to those pastimes explained by the pure devotees, then we can understand, oh, this is purpose of life. Cat cannot do it. Dog cannot do it. Prabhupada writes in īśvaraḥ Purport, īśvaraḥ cannot be listened by cats and dogs. It's not meant for cats and dogs. It's meant for us. We should listen to īśvaraḥ very carefully. Īśāvāsya-midam sarvam. Īśāvāsya-midam sarvam. Means, I belong to Krishna. Because everything belongs to Krishna. That means I also belong to Krishna. If I belong to Krishna, Krishna belongs to me. This is love. I belong to Krishna, Krishna belongs to me. Īśvaraḥ sarvam. Yatkincha jagatyam jagatyena tektena bhunjita magrada kasya sudhanam. So if I belong to Krishna and Krishna belongs to me, then whatever I have, I should simply use it in service of Krishna. This is love. This is love. So, therefore, the Purāṇas and the itihāsas, they are historical records which actually tells us that who did what right and what wrong in various times. There are different yajnas given here. Sodasi, Yukta, Purishi, Agnistoma, Apartoyama, Atiratra, Vajapaya, Gosava. All of them are fruity yajnas. All of them are fruity yajnas, meant for various purposes. Something is meant for the kings to become very powerful. Something is meant for sages to drink rasa or juice. Different things meant for different people. Something is meant for agriculture, the flourishing of agriculture and cows. So different yajnas meant for different things. But all of them are simply dealing with material prosperity. And the Purāṇas and itihāsas give us warning that there are people who have done this. There are people who have done this. And what did they get out of it? Please read very carefully. Please read very carefully. History is teaching that different people did different things before you. In the beginning of Bhagavatam, there is Vyasadev's dissatisfaction that Vyasadeva did so many things, but still he was dissatisfied. And Narada came and told him, you did not talk about Krishna directly. You simply confused the whole world. Therefore, even though you have done significant work, you are still dissatisfied. You are still dissatisfied. Therefore, yesterday, I met one devotee. His name is Vedanta Sutradas. He is a scientist. He works in, he is a faculty in IIT Kanpur. And he is a scientist with doing research in artificial intelligence. So whenever he comes, we have some talk on the artificial intelligence and the effect of artificial intelligence, etc. So he was explaining to me that the science of deep learning was originally instituted by some scientist. He gave the name, I forgot his name. Originally instituted by some scientist. Who is that? Huh? Yeah, his wife is sitting here. What is that? What is that name? Geoffrey Hinton. Geoffrey Hinton. Geoffrey Hinton. He is the father of deep learning and AI. Geoffrey Hinton. So he was saying this Geoffrey Hinton, he actually led way for artificial intelligence to come up. And now he is preaching heavily against artificial intelligence. He is saying this artificial intelligence is nonsense. Somehow I made a mistake. Somehow I made a mistake. I should have never gone into this artificial intelligence. I wanted artificial intelligence for the betterment of humanity, but now the way these people are using artificial intelligence, they could destroy humanity. He completely dissatisfied with his work. Why? Because he didn't read Bhagavatam. It is not a joke. It is a fact. It is a fact. If he had cared to read the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam Vyasa Narada Samvad, he would have clearly understood any amount of material welfare work which is done on the plane of material world will lead to dissatisfaction. If Vyasadeva, the greatest of scientists, was dissatisfied by material welfare, by identifying the mind and body as the object of self-realization, if Vyasadeva was dissatisfied, then what to speak about Geoffrey Hinton? What to speak about Geoffrey Hinton? He didn't learn from history. He didn't care to go through the Purāṇas and itihāsas. He did not know that this has been tried before and it has failed miserably. In the different cycles of creation, on the different days of Brahmā, on the different lifetimes of different Brahmas, the same thing is being tried. How to enjoy this material world. And the program is not working. The program to enjoy this material world is a failure. It is not working. Repeatedly, the Purāṇas and itihāsas are simply drilling this fact into our consciousness. An intelligent person better reads them, understands this program is not working. Better chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Best working program. Best working program. Prabhupada gave a simple maxim, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. It is a program which works in all times, in all places, in all circumstances. Throughout the Purāṇas, throughout the itihāsas, we see that anyone who took up devotional service was able to achieve satisfaction and happiness and the greatest wealth of love of Godhead. Repeatedly we find it. Repeatedly we are told, learn from history. So therefore, the Purāṇas and itihāsas, they are classified as pañcamaṁ Veda. Easy to access. It is in story form. Easy to access. When the itihāsas or when the Upanishads explain Brahmā, it is very difficult to understand. But when Narad Muni and Brahmā, they are talking about Krishna's mercy, it is very easy to understand. Here are two people who are conversing. And Brahmā is explaining Narada, that Narada, please listen. This is the fact. You understand this fact. And then you expand this fact. Vipuli Kuru, he says, you expand this fact. You understand this fact. You hear it with great faith. You hear it with great faith. And with determination, you take this message all over the world. So, we are in the midst of marathon, the December marathon, that Prabhupada gave us this wonderful opportunity through his books to understand the message of love of Godhead. And with great determination, we have to spread this message. By reading Prabhupada books, by teaching Prabhupada books, by distributing Prabhupada books, by making it accessible to unfortunate souls whose knowledge has been stolen by illusion. Unfortunate souls like Jeffrey Hinton, Maya apahrita jnana, whose knowledge has been stolen by illusion. Make them understand that the dissatisfaction has been historical. You're not the first person and you will not be the last person. And try to understand the same thing in our lives also, that if we try simply to exploit this material world, if we try to simply find love away from Krishna, history stands as the witness that we will also be dissatisfied. But if we try to fall in love with Krishna, then everything, all other relationships with Krishna as center becomes very meaningful. Very meaningful. Everything becomes meaningful because everything has connection with Krishna. So, this is a wonderful opportunity that we have in this International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And this is a wonderful society with multiple opportunities where we can experience direct reciprocation of Krishna. Today morning, when I was going to sit here and give this class, Rameshwar Prabhu came and gave this garland to me, and he also gave me this flower. He said, this is direct mercy of Radha Madhava. Yes, but this is also direct mercy of Rameshwar Prabhu. When I came to Krishna consciousness, I came to Krishna consciousness by reading Lilamrita. And when I read Lilamrita, Rameshwar Prabhu was my great hero. I was thinking that one day, probably I can meet him. One day, probably I can be simply near him. But you see Krishna's mercy that I can actually get a garland from him. I can get a flower from him. This is Krishna's love. Give the mic.
You must distribute. You don't keep it for yourself. Prabhupada taught me, there's no end, no stopping. It's forever. Distributing, 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 distributing. So that's Prabhupada passing through any of us.
Haribol. But that's true, but for an insignificant soul like me, to get this is Krishna's mercy, is Krishna's reciprocation of love. So, Krishna is a great lover. So if we make our life's mission to simply fall in love with him, to fall in love with Prabhupada, because to fall in love with Krishna is very difficult, but to fall in love with Prabhupada is very easy. In science, there is a theorem, the first law of thermodynamics. If A is in equilibrium with B, and if B is in equilibrium with C, then A is in equilibrium with C. Prabhupada loves Krishna. I love Prabhupada. That means I love Krishna. So it is easy, it is simple, it is very good if you can follow this formula. We'll stop here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, any questions, comments? Yes.
I just want to thank you, and every now and then I listen to a class like this, and I think I could spend 1 or 2 weeks trying to take each point that you mentioned. It's just amazingly compacted into 1 hour. And I am going to have a recording of your class because they put it on Mayapur or TV or whatever. And I'm going to share that because sharing and distributing it. But this was a very important class because you packed so much knowledge. Now we devotees have to hear it and start unpacking it, what you gave us. So thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I was so happy to hear this class. It's like Krishna loves us so much. You mentioned one point, like means nobody in this world can love like Krishna do. Practically, it's theory, but practically I applied in my life when COVID happened. And I was very serious into like Krishna and me, and it happened. Just we were stuck with COVID, and after that my husband came into my life. He's the greatest thing that happened as a good devotee. So Krishna, I can't tell you what love is like. If you are really loving Krishna, you mentioned that point, it's really awesome. If you really love Krishna, you will be able to love everybody. That was awesome, Prabhu. Thank you so much. I really can appreciate, and not 2 weeks, 1 month, I will try to do this. Thank you so much.
Okay. You have a question? Yeah, okay. We still have 2 minutes left.
Hare Krishna, thank you for a beautiful lecture. Prabhuji, like as Vyasadeva gave this different kind of scriptures, even they were even dissatisfying to himself also. So even himself is the incarnation of Lord. So why he gave this all this? What was the purpose of giving all this?
See, there are different people with different mentalities, and they have to be shown some way to legally enjoy and utilize their mentality. Otherwise, the nature of the conditioned soul is to seek illegal enjoyment. When I say legal, illegal, it doesn't have anything to do with the laws of the country. When I say legal, illegal, it simply means enjoyment in line with Vedas and enjoyment which is not in line with Vedas. So at least they have to be given opportunity to utilize their enjoying tendency to enjoy in line with the Vedas. So therefore, he has to give them different options and multiple ways of enjoying properly. There are people in mode of ignorance, they have Purāṇas in mode of ignorance. People in mode of passion, there are Purāṇas in mode of passion. Then people in mode of goodness, there are Purāṇas in mode of goodness. So each of them have to learn the lesson from their level. Like, there's a first standard student, he has to learn at the level of first standard. There's a 10th standard student, level of 10th standard. PhD student has to learn at the level of PhD. So if you try to teach PhD philosophy to first standard student, it's very difficult unless Lord Chaitanya comes. So that's what has happened. Like we are like baby class students, and we are given PhD lesson. But that we are able to digest it because Lord Chaitanya has come. So then it becomes possible. Otherwise, generally it is not possible. So therefore, he is trying to cater to various people with various mentalities and various audience. That's why he writes that.
So this can be, this kind of system we can use for preaching also when people come from different
No. We simply preach everybody to chant Hare Krishna. We don't get into all this. Because I already said that When Lord Chaitanya comes, disqualification becomes the qualification. Every day we sing, Patita Pavana Hetu Tavai Avatar, Masama Patita Prabhu Na Pai Bear. So when Lord Chaitanya comes, disqualification becomes the qualification. So why to deal with the disqualification? Simply deal with the qualification, which is the disqualification itself. So just, give them prasad, make them chant Hare Krishna. Don't get into all this Purāṇa, itihāsa business and all.
Thank you.
The only Purāṇa which we should talk about is Bhagavata Purāṇa. That's it.
Thank you. Totally agree. Thank you.
Okay, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanand.